spirituality can save your life. Really, a lot of people talk about it, but I try to live it along with my family. And I'm Dr. Nandi, for those of you who don't know me. And what I'm talking about today is one of the pillars of life. And I think, to me, it's one of the most important pillars, and that's the pillar of spirituality. Now, what does that mean? People throw that word out all the time. And I was inspired to make this post because my family and I just spent a couple of hours here at the temple, and we're in Troy, Michigan, beautiful Troy, Michigan. This temple was built by some really, really inspiring people that, really took funds from everywhere to build this really beautiful temple. And they took stuff from all over the world and brought it here. But really, my talk today is not to talk about just the beauty of this temple, but really what this temple represents. Now, it doesn't matter where you worship, if it's a temple, if it's a church, if it's a synagogue, if it's a mosque, it really doesn't matter to me, even if it's in your backyard or your garden, right? If you know where you want to attain tranquility and really achieve a sense of who you are, that's the whole idea. To me, my kids and I went, right? My 6 and 4-year-old, Partha and Sean, went with my wife, Callie, and we loved it. My kids, this is a quote, just 30 minutes ago, said, can we come back here tomorrow? And it's because they had so much fun. And they understood the meaning of what it is to be spiritual. So I'll tell you this, spirituality to me helps me to find my place in the universe, in the world where so much is going on, right? There's non-stop information that's telling you all the bad stuff or the good stuff, or really expresses the self-importance, right? Every little event is so important and often stressful. To me, spirituality brings it all together, gives me a way to find my place in the universe. Again, it doesn't have to be with prayer, but it can be. Can it be with meditation? Absolutely. Can it be with yoga? Can it be just with a walk in the garden or the beach? Absolutely. But the key is that you really find yourself and you find your place. So as a physician, I treat patients all the time and that are really stressed. And if you're watching this and you're one of these patients of mine, or like my patients, please comment, tell me how you attain spirituality, because I'd love to hear from all you guys. This is not this broadcast is not just a one-way streak, but I want to hear from you guys and how you achieve it. But for me, why, as a physician and as a patient, I've got high blood pressure, and I've got just like all of you, everyday stresses to deal with. Spirituality helps me by decreasing the mediators of inflammation. So what that means in English is that the stuff that makes inflammation go, principally cortisol, but all of the mediators of inflammation. So when you're stressed and often trying to find your place in the universe, it's difficult. But going to just a simple visit to the temple to achieve tranquility, or going to the synagogue or the mosque or the church, or just finding your way, just walking through the garden, does an amazing thing. Reduces those mediators of inflammation. Multiple studies have shown, right, that this pillar of spirituality is so important. I talk about it extensively in my book, Ask Dr. Nandi, 5 Steps to Becoming Your Own Health Hero, and it's the paperback's coming out this fall, September 12th. But really, I talk about it all the time.
Every time I go to the temple, I'm going to do rock climb.
He's going to rock climb every time he goes to the temple. And here's the added benefit. I digress, but my child, Sean, comes over and tells me that is another huge pillar of tribe, right? When you have spirituality with a group of people that you love, like my wife Callie, my son Partha, my other son Sean, and Charlie, when she's when she's with us, it's really so important to know that along with spirituality, those two pillars are so important. When you bring them together, they fight disease. So we got these places in the world called blue zones, and you've heard me speak about them. And many of the blue zones, what we talk about in the blue zones, and I talk about in my book extensively, is that spirituality is so important along with tribe. So this is an easy way to do it. You don't have to go to a yoga class. If you want to, but you don't have to. You can just visit your garden, or visit your temple, or your mosque or synagogue, and you attain that spirituality, reduce disease. In this world where people are constantly asking for another drug, another procedure, right? Asking for all this extra stuff, and we're polluting our own bodies often with that. get a drug, another side effect, another drug to fight the side effect. Instead, take a walk down to your garden, go to your temple. I applaud all of you who are doing that, because really what you're doing is the foundation of fighting disease, foundation of really building walls against all those mediators of inflammation. I see you. They're climbing rocks over there, which is awesome, right? So in addition, we're moving with purpose, right? So it's awesome. I love all of you guys who are really ascribing to that, getting the spirituality in your life and fighting disease. Thank you so much for making healthy living a part of every day. And I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time. Thank you.